Alright, I can do videos again. You gotta borrow my sister's phone and do it that way. And the sound went out on the computer, so I said, screw it, I'll just start over again. So, here we are. So, what's the thing behind my page? What's it all gonna be about? Well, it's gonna be about nobody cares, right? Because everybody says that, like, nobody cares, but I'm nobody, and I do care. So, see how it says there's a nobody somewhere that does care. Because only the nobodies, only nobody can know, you know, because nobody's care, the true nobodies, because they are the ones that go through the era of lack and the suffering and what's one word to describe it all? Persecution. And that's what really makes a good tamer of the heart, is that persecution. Once you've been through so much, you see so much of the other side of the veil. So it's pretty much basically rethink an idea, really, to rethink and stuff. So that way when somebody says nobody cares, somebody in a really bad state of mind can have that, thought like, hey, this nobody cares, or that nobody cares, or, just to have someone that cares makes somebody feel worthy, or somebody, a companion, so that way you don't feel so alone. But it's not the being alone that is depression. I got that too, but it's not that being alone is what brings you down. It's just when you're alone and you realize that, hey, I'm not the only one, and then that how many more people that are just like you. So it's not just our loneliness that consumes us, it's the loneliness of others. Because when we go through things at the bottom, it's so much more dramatic for us because it means more. Because we see that, man, all these circumstances piled up together, and it still could be worse. And not only that, but to make matters even worse is that this exact same thing is happening with somebody else right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's like I can't even help myself, so how can I help somebody else? You see what I'm saying? Like nobody's. When you're speaking in kid terms too. Like, I choose not to have sex because I don't want my kid to grow up to be a pawn like I am. Because when you have to rely on the hand of the giver, they write the rules, and then they force people to be nobodies. And you see what I'm saying? We're all nobodies in that retrospect, because we were never here. In 100 years, no one will even know our names. Well, a majority of us. Anyways. But I think that's like a true life worth living. Is you can be a nobody and still be a somebody. So you just got to find what wakes you up every day, what keeps you moving. But it's companionship. You got to learn to be content. Oh yeah, one more good note since I'm restarting. If you're like bad on drugs and stuff like that, the nobody cares thing helps, but hear me out. The 12-step program is flawed, or 13 or whatever, and the alcoholics alcoholics too, and the addicts, because once you accept the titles are dangerous, because once you accept them, it's bad news. Because when an addict accepts the title of an addict, every time they fail, they will blame the addict instead of themselves. Or when, like, that can be so universally transformed, it's ridiculous. But we're all addicts to a degree, because we all have our vices, or we all have what we splurge on. That, and besides necessities, if you're not buying necessities or things to better your life in future, then that is expenditure or luxury. So we all have our vices. So we always want to point a finger at one and just say this is the bad one, but really we're all addicts. So that's another thing to try to help an addict, help him realize, hey, don't blame the addict, blame yourself, and don't worry about what people call you, because 9 times out of 10 it's just is worse on the other end. So why we need not worry about it? Something like I call the mirror's reflection, right? They're seeing in me what they see in themselves, because that's what I would do. You see how the mirror of reflection works. A lot of people base assumptions on that, because that's what I would do. But see, I'm not you. You see what I'm saying? That's what you would do, but that's not what I would do. So that's like a mirror's reflection. Now you can tend to see, like, people will see in you what they see in themselves. So learn who is in the mirror's reflections, so to say. And it'll help you out a little bit more. Well, I just wanted to make a 5-minute video about nobody cares, because nobody probably will care. I got another idea for another video, but we'll talk about it in the descriptions. But I wanted to get a phone book, call some people up, and just when they answer, just be like, nobody cares, and record it, and try to find one that does care. And if they do care, just send them like $25. But I will need donations, so if anybody would, like, I don't know, $1 from 25 people, you can mail $1, and then we can do it that way. It's simple, but we can talk about it in the descriptions. But there's something like nobody cares. Make a game out of it, something like that. But that's my idea. Well, that's part of it anyway. But until the next video, peace.